The gentle hum of everyday life often drowns out the whispers of our deeper concerns. For many, the word Alzheimer evokes a profound sense of vulnerability, not just for those who may one day face this daunting challenge, but for their loved ones who walk alongside them. It is a path that brings uncertainty, fear, and heartache, reminding us of the fleeting nature of our memories and the intricacies of our minds that we often take for granted. There was a time when a loved one began forgetting little things, the way they used to laugh at a particular joke, the names of friends, or even the taste of their favorite dish. Moments once filled with shared joy began to fray, replaced with confusion and sadness. This experience isn't isolated. It resonates within families, communities, and countless lives, weaving a shared tapestry of anxiety and longing for clarity. Each memory lost feels like a piece of the person slipping away, igniting a desperate yearning to understand and fight against this encroaching darkness. Yet, amidst this turmoil, there is a glimmer of hope rooted in the intricate dance of nutrition and brain health, a reminder that our choices matter. In recent years, one vitamin has emerged as a beacon of curiosity within the scientific community, a nutrient whose role in protecting our neurons and preserving cognitive function is drawing increasing attention. Deficiencies in this essential vitamin are being linked to heightened risks of neurodegenerative diseases, including Alzheimer's. Such findings illuminate a path forward, one that underscores the critical relationship between our diets and the resilience of our brains. The mechanisms at play are rich and complex, yet the essence of it is surprisingly simple. Imagine our neurons as delicate circuits, requiring both energy and stable connections to keep the rhythm of thought and memory alive. Without the right support, these intricate systems may falter, leading to the gradual unraveling of what makes us uniquely ourselves. As we delve deeper into the nuances of this vitamin, emerging scientific evidence reveals how it contributes to protecting our brain's architecture. It works to reduce inflammation, promotes cognitive function, and fortifies the very fabric of our neurobiology. Transformation begins at the dinner table with the integration of vibrant, nutrient-rich foods. Even small adjustments to our meals can set the foundation for lasting brain health, lending credence to the age-old adage that we are, quite literally, what we eat. Yet the fast pace of modern life can make it challenging to secure all necessary nutrients through diet alone. This prompts thoughtful reflections on accessible and practical solutions that can seamlessly merge into our daily routines. Invariably, it stresses the value of guidance from healthcare professionals, as each individual experiences nutrition uniquely, responding differently to supplements and dietary changes. In this journey through understanding how to nurture our cognitive health, it becomes clear that caring for our brain is an investment not only in ourselves, but in the connections and memories shared with those we cherish. Simple lifestyle changes, embracing a balanced diet, engaging in stimulating activities, and fostering emotional bonds can weave resilience into the fabric of our lives, enhancing our overall well-being. The path might not always be smooth, but it is undoubtedly filled with potential. Each step taken brings us closer to a future where we can maintain our memories, strengthen our emotional ties, and navigate the complexities of life with clarity and purpose. Embracing this journey is to recognize the importance of memory and the power of our connections, inspiring a profound commitment to nurture our health and well-being together. As we navigate the labyrinth of memory and consciousness, the threads that bind us to our past and one another become increasingly vital. Stories emerge, reminding us that we are not alone in our battles. Within the heart of Alzheimer's, there lies a tapestry woven from the experiences of millions, each thread representing laughter, tears, or quiet moments of introspection. It is a collective narrative, echoing the shared struggle against a formidable adversary that threatens to obscure the essence of who we are. Consider the story of Evelyn, a vibrant woman in her late 60s, whose vivacious spirit lit up every room. She had a knack for storytelling, her laughter always filling the air as she recounted tales of seasons gone by. Yet, with each passing year, the once bright threads of her stories began to fray. Her children noticed the subtle shifts, the way she would retell certain anecdotes, forgetting crucial details that once flowed effortlessly from her lips. It was a slow, painful realization, like watching the colors of a painting fade under the relentless sun. One evening, her daughter brought a dish to the table that Evelyn had once deemed her favorite, a rich, creamy risotto infused with herbs from her garden. The familiar aroma wafted through the air, wrapping everyone in warmth and nostalgia. But instead of recognition, Evelyn looked puzzled, as if discovering a new flavor for the first time. This was a heart-wrenching moment, filled with the stark reminder of how fragile our memories can be. It was then that her family resolved to make a shift, not just in their approach to meals, but in every aspect of nurturing their collective emotional and cognitive well-being. Research began to reinforce their choices, guiding them toward the importance of nutrition. They immersed themselves in learning about the protective role of certain vitamins and minerals, especially that elusive vitamin which researchers had begun to link to neuronal protection. As the family gathered around their kitchen table, they shared stories of Evelyn's life, not only nourishing their bodies, but also engaging their minds in rich conversations that kindled Evelyn's spirit. They transformed mealtime into a sanctuary, a place where laughter, memory, and wholesome food united in a beautiful homage to the woman they loved. This approach echoes findings in the scientific realm, where the connection between diet and cognitive health is becoming increasingly undeniable. Nutritional neuroscience is revealing how a diet rich in antioxidants, healthy fats, and vitamins can create a shield for our brains. Such foods can mitigate inflammation, thereby soothing the very pathways that cognitive decline endeavors to disrupt. Here, the heart of the matter lies in our everyday choices, illustrating how the hustle and bustle of life can sometimes distract us from nurturing the very core of our existence. While they explored new recipes featuring leafy greens, berries, and fatty fish, the family also integrated mindfulness practices into their routine. They took walks through the park, engaging in deep conversations while basking in the beauty of nature. It was within these simple moments that Evelyn began to reconnect with her surroundings, her laughter gradually returning as they unearthed memories long buried. Each shared meal, each walk in the sun, became a foundation upon which they built resilience. In the face of uncertainty, the human spirit showcases its remarkable strength, reminding us that even in the depths of struggle, joy can be rediscovered. Their journey illuminated a fundamental truth. Caring for our cognitive health is not just about preventing decline, but about enriching our lives today. It embodies the love we share, nourished by the choices we make and the relationships we uphold. With every passing chapter of life, it became clear that this adventure was a shared one. They learned the power of vulnerability in expressing their fears and the unmatched strength that comes from unity. They realized that Alzheimer's was not merely a diagnosis, but a backdrop that highlighted their connection as a family, a call to be present, to cherish every fleeting moment that life bestows. As the seasons changed and Evelyn navigated her path, her family stood strong by her side, armed with knowledge and love. They made a commitment to not only embrace healthy choices, but to advocate for awareness in their community, transforming their experience into a beacon of hope. In sharing their story, they forged connections with others, highlighting the significance of support networks in combating the isolation often felt in the face of cognitive decline. The journey continues, offering lessons of empathy, resilience, and love, echoing the sentiment that each moment, whether painted in joy or shaded with sorrow, shapes the intricate narrative of our lives. Like the letters of a cherished book, these experiences weave together, reminding us that even as we confront the shifting landscapes of memory and identity, the essence of who we are remains a vibrant mosaic of moments shared and love enduring. As the seasons turned and life unfolded with its unpredictable rhythm, the story of Evelyn and her family continued to evolve. Each day brought them a little closer to understanding the delicate interplay between nourishment and memory. The resilience they forged together was not merely based on science, it was steeped in love, compassion, and reinforced by the laughter that once defined their gatherings. One afternoon, while rummaging through old photo albums, Evelyn's daughter stumbled upon a faded image of her mother in her youth, arms outstretched in joyous abandon, a playful grin stretching across her face. The photograph sparked a tradition that would hold profound meaning in their journey: Story Sundays. Every week, they would gather, not only to share meals enriched with vibrant foods, but to reminisce about the stories captured in those photographs, each image acting as both a portal to the past and a catalyst for Evelyn's unraveling memories. The act of storytelling became a lifeline. One Sunday, they started with a sepia-toned photograph of a family picnic taken decades earlier. Evelyn's eyes sparkled as she recalled the taste of the sun-warmed strawberries they'd picked, their juices mingling with the laughter of her children. In sharing those memories, the family not only preserved echoes of the past, but sparked flickers of recognition in Evelyn's mind, stitching together the very fabric of her identity. These moments reaffirmed a vital truth. Memory isn't just about recollection. It's about connection, joy, and the warmth of shared experiences that encapsulate a lifetime. As they embraced these shared narratives, Evelyn's family also paid close attention to their culinary choices, slowly weaving in the bountiful offerings of the Mediterranean diet, a diet praised for its cognitive benefits. Dishes laden with olives, tomatoes, and omega-3 rich fish became staples on their table, transforming mealtime into a delightful canvas of color and flavor, with laughter as its brush. The science behind their culinary endeavors was becoming more evident and tangible. The powerful nutrients found in these foods were not just promoting Evelyn's cognitive health, they were reconnecting the family in the most fundamental way. Research highlighted that the very fatty acids found in fish support neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to adapt and reorganize itself. The simple act of passing around plates brimming with colorful, nourishing foods translated into a greater gift for Evelyn, a chance to not only enhance her health but to immerse herself in moments of joy that reminded her of who she was. Driven by a profound sense of hope, the family sought out community initiatives that championed cognitive health awareness, sharing their journey with others facing similar challenges. They participated in local health fairs, speaking openly about their experiences, the importance of nutrition, and the healing power embedded in the connections forged through storytelling and family ties. Evelyn's voice, though sometimes soft and hesitant, carried a weight that resonated with many. A reminder that in sharing our vulnerabilities, we often unveil strength. As word spread, they received invitations to speak at senior centers, empowering others with the knowledge of both brain health and the significance of unity in care. They learned of innovative community programs where individuals could engage in art and music, artfully weaving joy and fulfillment into their lives while supporting cognitive vitality. These experiences underscored a pivotal truth. Connection and creativity are formidable allies, competing with isolation for dominance in our lives. In this tapestry of shared knowledge and experiences, the family encountered a remarkable array of people, each navigating the nuances of memory loss in different ways. They listened to stories of resilience and found comfort in the collective struggle, gathering inspiration from others who approached the journey with tenacity. It was here, amid laughter and tears, that they realized they were part of something larger, the human experience, marked by a shared quest for meaning and connection. Just as Evelyn found solace in joined conversations and healthy recipes, she also embraced the love growing around her. The rituals became more than a means to combat memory loss. They morphed into celebrations of life. Evelyn's family organized seasonal gatherings, inviting friends and neighbors to celebrate health and connection through shared meals adorned with dishes they had collaboratively created. Her daughter soon found herself spearheading a community cookbook project, inviting contributions from friends and relatives, each recipe paired with illustrations and stories, the heartbeat of the meals. As they compiled this labor of love, they discovered recipes that had traveled through generations, each dish telling its own story, revealing traditions that ran deeper than mere sustenance. Yet in this beautiful chapter filled with light, shadows inevitably crept in. There were days when the fog of confusion would envelop Evelyn, stinging both her heart and the hearts of those who loved her. The family learned to dance with this uncertainty, recognizing it as part of their evolving journey. They adopted a mantra that echoed through their home. This is a moment. It does not define us. One autumn afternoon, as leaves painted the ground in shades of amber and gold, Evelyn's family decided to gather outdoors for a picnic. They set up a blanket beneath a sturdy oak tree, basking in the warmth of the sun as they prepared for their meal. However, as they began unpacking their carefully curated feast, a sudden wave of sadness washed over Evelyn. Her brow furrowed, and a flicker of doubt crossed her face. A fleeting moment where fear eclipsed the joy that surrounded her. In that moment, her children, keenly aware of the ebb and flow of emotions, simply sat beside her. They didn't rush to explain or reassure. They shared stories of their own uncertain moments, painting a picture of humanity that reminded Evelyn she wasn't alone. As they savored their meal, a blend of rich Mediterranean flavors, the banter slowly began to coax Evelyn back into the warmth of their shared space. They spoke of highlights from their week, bringing back laughter that echoed against the gentle rustling of leaves. As twilight settled in, shimmering stars began to peek through the night canvas, and Evelyn, with a hint of surprise, shared an anecdote from her own childhood, one of a bustling marketplace where vibrant colors danced before her eyes. How exhilarating it felt to sell flowers among the fragrant notes of freshly baked bread and hand-woven scarves. Rather than feeling lost within the depths of her moments of confusion, she sparked brightness into those who gathered around, illuminating the essence of familial love. With every challenge they faced, the family discovered new dimensions of resilience. They embraced a perspective rooted not merely in combating the chaos of memory loss, but in cherishing the moments that grounded them in the present. Their journey wasn't solely about avoiding disappointment. It was an adventure of love, anchoring them to their experiences, no matter how fleeting. The lessons were profound, illuminating an enduring truth no scientific study could always capture. The heart of the matter lay not exclusively in the healthful recipes or community initiatives. It resided within the relationships nurtured through laughter, stories, and the comforting presence of one another. Ultimately, the embrace of uncertainty became an invitation, a chance to savor the complexity of existence, vowing to step forward together into the light, even when shadows loomed. As Evelyn continued to navigate her world with the support of her family and the bonds forged through love, the journey transformed into a testament to the enduring power of memory. It became a story that would inspire others, illuminating how the journey through Alzheimer's could be less about the loss and more about cherishing what remains, the laughter, the fleeting moments of joy, and the unfathomable connections that dot the landscape of our lives, weaving a rich tapestry of humanity that echoes through time. And so, they moved forward, unearthing the strength found in vulnerability, embracing each day as a new opportunity to nurture not only the mind, but the heart. They celebrated together, learned from each other, and found that, even in the shadows cast by uncertainty, love would always shine through. In the gentle unfolding of time, the layers of life often reveal remarkable truths. For Evelyn and her family, the challenges posed by Alzheimer's became both a crucible and a canvas for deeper understanding. As they continued their reflections and explorations, every meal shared at the table, every laughter echoed within the walls, seemed to thrum with purpose, illuminating the path toward healing. One crisp morning, Evelyn's daughter decided to embark on a culinary journey that would blend tradition with a passion for health. Inspired by her mother's stories of the past, she carefully planned a day dedicated to recreating the cherished dishes of their family lineage. Recipes passed down through generations glimmered in her mind, each infused with tales of resilience and love. This endeavor would serve not only as nourishment for the body, but as a celebration of the connections that define their family. The day's centerpiece became a lesson in the culinary arts. A large pot of her mother's famous minestrone soup simmered on the stove, its rich aroma wafting through the house. Each ingredient was a tribute to their roots: beans for sustenance, greens for vitality, tomatoes for brightness, and herbs that freely danced with familiarity. This experience was reminiscent of the Sunday family gatherings of Evelyn's youth, where the kitchen thrummed with energy and laughter, the heart of which lay in shared labor and love. As the family chef chopped and stirred, she invited Evelyn into the kitchen, presenting her with carefully chosen ingredients to create a beloved herb mixture. With guidance and encouragement, Evelyn navigated the motions, her fingers brushing against the fragrant leaves, their essence evoking memories of garden days spent sorting herbs and sharing stories. These encounters, punctuated by the delight of sensory exploration, became foundational moments, not merely biomedical exercises for cognition, but also beautifully intricate reconnections of love and history. The gentle act of cooking together fostered an atmosphere of engagement that further transcended the task at hand. No longer just preparing a meal, they were weaving a narrative, with each slice of carrot and sprinkle of basil articulating a love letter to the past. The act itself became a meditation, a joyful reminder of how shared creativity can kindle connection and joy, sending ripples through their memories. As their dinner time approached, Evelyn's son arrived with the final touch, a beloved family dessert, tiramisu, rich in flavor and steeped in sweet memories. The preparation of this dish became a way to explore and recount the stories of family reunions, laughter echoing off the walls, each layer of mascarpone a reminder of those joyous moments that once filled their home. In making tiramisu, they weren't just celebrating their heritage, they were reinforcing the essence of who they were as a family. That evening, as they gathered around the table, the atmosphere was palpable with warmth. The soup glistened invitingly, and the dessert was a celebration atop the main course, a true homage to what it meant to live with connection. Stories poured forth, inspired by the flavors and infused with nostalgia. Evelyn joined in with surprising clarity, recounting evenings from her youth spent in bustling kitchens filled with the laughter of siblings, where culinary challenges led to cherished memories. In these moments, memories resurfaced, not just echoes of the past, but vibrant threads of identity woven into the fabric of their shared existence. This act of communal cooking unwittingly mirrored a growing trend in neuroscience. Research consistently reveals that activities fostering social interactions can significantly buffer against cognitive decline. Engaging in shared tasks does not just ignite nostalgia, it stimulates brain function, fueling creativity and connection that emphasize emotional well-being. Such findings illuminate the essence of family. When we join forces to build memories, every shared moment births new pathways within the brain, reinforcing the very fabric of connection. Emboldened by the success of their culinary adventure, Evelyn's family sought to extend their newfound momentum beyond the kitchen. They began collaborating with community organizations that focused on brain health, sharing their experiences and spreading the invaluable knowledge of how simple lifestyle choices can create a protective environment for cognitive vitality. In doing so, they formed friendships and alliances with others who were equally passionate about this vital mission, a celebration of collective strength that emboldened them to tackle the daunting realities of cognitive decline. The family soon organized educational workshops, inviting experts in neurology and nutrition to speak at local community centers. One workshop featured a renowned nutritionist who passionately discussed how the Mediterranean diet, rich in antioxidants, healthy fats, and anti-inflammatory foods, might serve as armor for the aging brain. Attendees listened intently, hungry not only for knowledge but for the sense of camaraderie that such gatherings fostered. Through shared challenges, they all became pioneers of their health journeys. Evelyn's story became a source of inspiration, a beacon illuminating the darker corners that Alzheimer's had cast upon their lives. Her resilience stood as a testament to the power of community, a reminder that living well with Alzheimer's is not a solitary journey but a shared responsibility, emboldened by love, support, and the choice to nourish the mind and body holistically. As their outreach blossomed, the family discovered an unanticipated need within their community. Local seniors expressed feelings of isolation compounded by cognitive challenges, often reflecting on the dwindling moments of connection. Driven by empathy, Evelyn's family devised a monthly gathering called Memory Meals, where they invited local seniors to share a meal infused with flavorful recipes while engaging in storytelling. A powerful remedy that turned the solitary experience of dining into vibrant interactions filled with history and laughter. As the seasons turned, Memory Meals blossomed into a cherished initiative, drawing in crowds who relished hearty dishes while rekindling memories through shared conversations. These gatherings were filled with rich soundscapes, stories intertwining in a patchwork of laughter and shared histories, unearthing pieces of lives lived fully. Through Evelyn's eyes, each new friendship formed became a colorful thread in their collective intricacies, knitting together the community as one robust tapestry of resilience against the shadows of memory loss. Though Evelyn continued to have moments of confusion, the powerful connections rooted in these gatherings seemed to anchor her amid the waves of uncertainty. At Memory Meals, she felt the warmth of familiarity circles around her, lifting her spirits. Sharing her stories brought forth not only her memories, but also reassurance that her essence remained wrapped within the hearts of all those who loved her intimately. The simple act of connection, through shared laughter, food, and reminiscing, armed them against the isolating effects of the disease, allowing joy to flourish even amidst uncertainty. In countless ways, this narrative evolved from mere coping to vibrant living. Evelyn and her family began to realize that their journey was never solely about loss. It transformed into a rich exploration of the human spirit and the astonishing bonds that emerge in the face of adversity. Each story shared, each meal savored together, not only fostered preservation of memory, but also built a legacy, a powerful reminder that love, understanding, and companionship are formidable forces, guiding them through the uncharted waters of life. And it was within these exchanges, both intimate and communal, that a deeper understanding emerged, illuminating the shared resilience of their narrative. Alzheimer's brushed their lives with uncertainty, yet their resolve to carve out meaningful moments shone brightly against that backdrop. They learned to embrace the ebb and flow of memory, realizing that even as they navigated the changing scenery of cognition, they were not defined by the shadows, but by the light emanating from their connections to each other. The journey of Evelyn and her family mirrored the age-old wisdom echoed through generations. Joy lies in deep connection. Each moment spent in laughter, each meal prepared with care, became a chapter waiting to be written, enriching the essence of who they were, a testament to the triumph of love over loss, the spirit of community overcoming isolation, and the profound power found in shared experience. Thus, they moved forward, united by hope, empowered by love, and eager to embrace whatever the next chapter of life would bring. The tapestry of Evelyn's life continued to weave itself in vibrant shades, each thread rich with stories, love, and the ever-expanding implications of their newfound commitment to cognitive health. As the seasons danced through each passing month, Evelyn and her family found themselves not just existing but thriving in ways they hadn't anticipated. It was as if Alzheimer's had, in some peculiar way, become a catalyst, urging them to unearth treasures hidden within simple moments, an unexpected alchemy that transformed their daily lives into a series of purposeful celebrations. As Evelyn's family grew more engaged in their community, they discovered a profound desire among local residents to connect over shared experiences of care, love, and loss. It was inspiring to see seniors who had once felt invisible, energized by interactions that stirred memories within them, prompting empathetic exchanges that maintained dignity and purpose. These gatherings became windows into the past, with everyone contributing their stories, overlapping narratives that flowed seamlessly, bound by the universal themes of love and nostalgia. One particularly memorable evening, as part of their Memory Meals initiative, Evelyn found herself sharing a meal with a charming gentleman named Harold. Initially quiet, he came alive as he recounted tales of his childhood in a small coastal village, weaving the story of how he learned to fish at sunrise with his father. Each detail was vivid: the salty air, the gleaming catch floundering in the sun, and the laughter of a boy savoring those fleeting moments. The room peered into his past through a lens that illuminated the simple joys of life, allowing lives, both his own and Evelyn's, to intertwine in a rich tapestry of shared experience. These shared moments weren't merely anecdotal. They opened doors to a deeper understanding of from where each individual stemmed, revealing how collective narratives enrich mental well-being. The act of storytelling emerged as essential nourishment, laying foundations for both personal growth and communal healing. In their observances, Evelyn and her family came across studies highlighting the substantial impact of communal storytelling on cognitive engagement, noting how such practices could defy the boundaries set by Alzheimer's, strengthening neural pathways rather than allowing them to wither. Encouraged, they devised the concept of memory workshops, a blend of creative expression and culinary exploration. In these sessions, attendees would not only share their favorite recipes, but also gather the memories attached to them. Participants would craft journals filled with colors and doodles, documenting both the recipes and the stories associated with them, memories of laughter-filled kitchens, family traditions, and triumphant gatherings. The atmosphere buzzed with creativity, breaking barriers between past and present while nurturing the heart. In one workshop, Evelyn introduced a cherished recipe for her grandmother's chocolate chip cookies. Encouraged by the ingredients' tactile familiarity, she invited participants to knead the dough as their stories flowed freely, each flip and scoop imbued with affection and nostalgia. Many found solace in this communal activity. Vibrant conversations ensued, revealing laughter and joy even amidst the tinge of melancholy that memory loss often brings. The smell of baking cookies wafted through the air, mingling with the profound notion that shared experiences could allow them to combat the isolation Alzheimer's imposed. As the months passed, the reach of their initiatives grew, leading Evelyn's family to want to honor not just their experiences, but those of countless others, grappling with the realities of cognitive decline. Inspired by their journey, they began to consider the broader picture, realizing that raising awareness was just as vital as sharing meals. With the guidance of local advocacy groups, they launched a campaign called Embrace the Shadows, aiming not just to inform but to empower families to share their own narratives, filled with both struggles and triumphs. The campaign blossomed into various community events, transforming local parks into vibrant arenas where storytelling, art, music, and cuisine converged. Residents lined up at booths to share their stories of caring for loved ones, each tale a thread in the fabric woven by empathy and resilience. The powerful impact of these shared experiences rippled through the community, spurring invitations to local radio stations and podcasts, where Evelyn's family recounted their journey, each word an echo of determination, illustrating the profound bond created through love and support. By turning their experiences into advocacy, Evelyn's family catalyzed cultural conversations, fostering understanding about Alzheimer's and setting a foundation for policies aimed at improving care for individuals facing cognitive decline. They collaborated with healthcare professionals to address the often overlooked issue of the importance of nutrition in cognitive health, promoting dietary resources when combined with emotional support. Evelyn herself became an embodiment of hope and perseverance, an ambassador of strength who wasn't merely defined by her diagnosis, but rather by the love and laughter she inspired. While navigating the mental fog at times, she found fulfillment not just through her personal connections, but through the burgeoning advocacy movement that offered a sense of purpose beyond her family. The collective efforts illustrated a profound truth. When we stand together, extraordinary things happen. Our voices, once quieted by challenges, become powerful forces for change. In this newfound light, it became clearer to Evelyn and her family that Alzheimer's wasn't simply an adversary. They began to perceive it as a challenging chapter in an ever-evolving narrative. Each setback became a lesson in resilience. Each moment of connection served as a testament to the truths they had unearthed about love, life, and the human spirit. Their story morphed into a demonstration of collective courage, with each shared meal Story exchanged, and initiative launched, weaving tighter bonds that could flourish even in the face of uncertainty. Amidst this vibrant panorama of community, Evelyn began exploring creative outlets beyond the kitchen as well. Underneath the pergola in her garden, she initiated an art session where community members, including seniors, could express their experiences through painting. Each brushstroke became a dialogue with the past, even illuminating glimpses of forgotten memories. The act of creation itself tapped into something primal, igniting lost threads of identity and rejuvenating faded spirits. Suddenly, Alzheimer's no longer felt like an isolating barrier, but a gateway, a call to reconvene and re-embrace the essence of life through shared creativity. As the myriad colorful canvases adorned the walls of community centers, Evelyn and her family knew then they had discovered something much larger than themselves. Their journey, rooted in family, nourished by love, and propelled into the community, became a platform where others could narrate their stories, share their challenges, and rekindle the forgotten connections embedded in their hearts. Through this collective experience, every laughter-filled pass of a dish, every spoken story, and every brush of paint became deeper than mere actions. They were declarations of identity, standing firmly in front of the uncertain shadows of memory loss. The journey encompassed both challenge and celebration, each day further fortifying their understanding that connection and compassion resonate deeply, rendering memories, no matter how fleeting, enduring. As they stepped forward, ready to embrace whatever the future would bring, Evelyn and her family became not just advocates but champions of connection, a reminder that the narratives we create together are as vibrant as the colors of life itself. United in love, armed with knowledge, and bound by collective memory, they donned resilience as their armor, the vision of who they were, igniting the flame of hope for others whose stories awaited discovery. Indeed, the journey of unfinished narratives continues, promising not just a fight against forgetting, but a celebration of existence, a shared exploration of the essence of humanity. Through Evelyn's resilient spirit, each day evolved into a canvas, repainted with the colors of hope, love, and unbreakable families that find strength in unity, creating boundless opportunities in the face of life's formidable challenges.